Hey y'all! So today I want to answer a question that I've been getting a lot lately, and it is about culture shock. I might have kind of touched on it a couple of times, but I don't know if I've ever actually done a video, like a flat out video on it. So here it is. This is my ideas of culture shock in Korea and how I feel about it and the shocks that I've gone through, and I guess just the general differences between the two. One of the things that I noticed pretty quickly is, for example, as an American, I know we have a reputation as being kind of a bunch of clean freaks. We take showers at least once a day, sometimes more, constantly washing our hands, brushing our teeth, always afraid of just like all these germs and things, like we're almost germaphobic. And I personally was not really raised that way. My family's kind of an earthy, green, loving family, My mother raises chickens, it's like a suburban farm, if you believe it or not. But, I still was, pretty good into hygiene and cleaning my room and things like that. So, when I came to Korea, one of the biggest things for being a germaphobe is not eating after other people. And this is something that my mother has, beaten into me from a very young age. Of just don't eat after other people because that's one of the easiest ways for you to get sick. Well, Koreans obviously never heard this because so many Korean dishes are share dishes. So samgaksa, you're sharing meat. I've split kimchi with people before where you're sharing a soup. So many soups, especially, you're often sharing soup. Koreans just share all their food with each other. It's just a big communal food thing. So it's something that I had to get over really fast because it's totally normal for you to double dip in things and eat after other people you barely know, people you don't know at all. It's just totally okay. So that was something that was a little startling at first. Another thing is self-service, and also the little doorbells they have on the tables in restaurants. It took me a little while to realize that I was why don't Koreans drink water when they eat their meals, and why isn't the waitress giving me water? It took me a while to realize that most Korean restaurants, their water is self-serve because a lot of Koreans don't drink water with their meals. They think it hinders their digestion. Whereas with me, I know in the States, I always had a huge glass of water that I would drink 2 or 3 of those every time I ate a meal. So here you get literally these little cups that are this big, and you have to go and find the cups and fill them with water yourself. The waitress is not going to do that for you. It's self-serve. And so that is something that took me a little while to figure it out. And I'm still sad that I don't get a huge glass of water when I go to eat something. Even if I do drink, I still drink water with my meals, but I have to get up and refill it multiple times. A nasty culture shock, and I have definitely mentioned this before, is the toilets in Korea. My school actually has nothing but squatter toilets. In fact, I do think there is actually one one Western toilet in my school, which was built in the 50s. Not all schools are like this, I hear. But my school was built a long time ago, so all the toilets are squatter toilets. This was a nasty shock for me. I had never seen a squatter toilet before in my life. I knew of their existence, but I thought surely it's just some, rural myth. But no, they are a definite reality, and I have definitely come across them multiple times. And also, if you don't bring your own toilet paper with you, it can be a problem. You can get caught without toilet paper. A lot of times, actually, there is toilet paper in the bathroom somewhere, but it's not in the stalls. They actually have one ginormous roll that's kind of by where you wash your hands, and you have to just kind of guesstimate how much you're going to need and take that in the stall with you, which personally I think is either really wasteful or really good. Maybe it teaches you to conserve toilet paper, but at the same time, if you take too much, then you have to just throw it all away, and it's kind of lame. And then, of course, the last thing about toilets in Korea is the fact that you're not supposed to flush the toilet paper ever, which is kind of really gross, especially in summer. Winter is not that bad right now, but in summer, when I was traveling and things like that, you go to a rest stop, the bathrooms were just horrifying. They did not smell good. I never wanted to use them. It was just awful. And also the soap, a lot of times the soap in Korea is, I feel so dirty when I use it because it's like a blue soap thing and it's on a rod and you have to like rub it like this to get the soap off. So I just bring hand sanitizer with me everywhere because every time I touch that blue soap I think horrible dirty thoughts and I don't want to touch it. Plus God only knows how many people have touched that bar of soap and right after they use the restroom, and I'm American. I'm a complete germaphobe. So like I just use my own hand sanitizer, and a lot of foreigners, girls especially, we carry hand sanitizer with us so that we can avoid those bars of soap. Or just a lot of restrooms don't even have soap in general. Let's see, what else? Another thing that frightened me, this like actually scared me, is that traffic in Korea, often they just completely ignore the road signs. Road signs and the lights specifically. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen buses go through a red light. I have nearly been killed by buses going through a red light. I've seen taxis go through red lights. I've seen scooters go through red lights. Like, red lights are more of a suggestion in Korea than an actual hard rule. And that really frightens me. When I ride the bus, or actually even when I ride a taxi, I'm always like white knuckling the doors, like the handles on the doors and stuff, because I am terrified of the way that Koreans drive. I have had, during a tsunami, during one of the tsunamis, when our co-teacher's mother drove me and the other foreigner who worked with us, she was kind enough to give us a ride home so we didn't have to walk to the bus stop, because we did not want to walk to a bus stop in a tsunami. So her mother came to pick her up, and so she offered to drive us as well, which was incredibly kind of her, and I'm still very grateful for that. But at the same time, she was driving like a bat out of hell in the middle of a tsunami. Our car, like her car with us in it, was like, I swear to God, moving sideways, being pushed by this wind, and she's just like, lerp to derp to derp, I'm gonna drive like 60 million miles an hour. I'm like, holy crap, like heart beating like through my neck. I was terrified. And the other foreigner also was like sitting there like, can you tell your mom to slow down, please? We're like freaking out back here. Horrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I was so scared. We were like, you're gonna hydroplane, we're all gonna die. But I am still very grateful to her for giving us that ride. But it was a little scary. Okay, another thing that's totally different is plastic surgery and like how acceptable it is here. I actually plan on doing another video about this, so I'm not going to go too much in depth about it, but the way that people speak about plastic surgery here, like it's kind of taboo in the States. It definitely happens. I know people have had plastic surgery in the States, but you don't really talk about it that much. Whereas in Korea, they're like, oh, she's getting her eyelids done. Sweet! Like, I mean, it's like braces. It's literally like braces. So it's just very interesting the way that they talk about it, and I'm going to do a whole nother video about that, so don't you worry about that, because I have a lot to say about it. Okay, another thing, this is really, really common. I think everybody knows about this, but the whole shoes off when you walk into the room thing, I've always loved that, actually. Back home, my mother would actually yell at us. All of the kids, we would do this. We would take our shoes off as soon as we got in the house, because I love walking around barefoot. It's that hippie in me. I mean, I will walk around barefoot outside. I used to walk across campus at my university barefoot, sometimes just for funsies. Like, I hate shoes. I really do. I just hate shoes. And so I love that Koreans don't like to wear shoes inside. The one problem I'm having with it right now, though, and it never occurred to me until now, is that usually when you switch shoes, when you go inside, you switch to like these kind of sandals with like a strap over like your foot. And these are significantly colder than my outside shoes. So my school has not turned on the heat yet. It's about 7 degrees Celsius during the day. It gets colder at night, and I'm sitting in a classroom that is freezing with my wool socks and sandals, open sandals. So it's just not enough. I really would prefer to be able to leave my shoes on because I get cold. So that's kind of a sad thing. I think maybe I'm going to try and convince my co-teacher to let me switch to like fuzzy sandals, like fuzzy slippers or something, and see if she'll let me get away with it. But I'm going to cross my fingers on that one. So I kind of don't like that aspect of it, but I actually do love the whole shoes off thing. I think it's a great idea. No matter how much my mother would fuss at us kids for doing it, we would always just like instinctively take our shoes off by the door. Why would you want to track mud into your house? Like, you might step in like gum or something. It's been in someone's mouth. It's like the dirtiest part of a human being. Besides maybe their mind. Fashion trends. This is something that just like, it still cracks me up. And I'm also going to do a video about this, so I'm not going to go too much in depth about it once again. But women, for example, when in the summer, when they're wearing these like super short skirts, God forbid you show some cleavage, but you can wear the shortest skirt you can possibly find. And when they sit down, they bring towels or blankets with them and they put them over their legs. That cracks me up. Like, I cannot get over that you would wear a skirt that is so short that you have to bring a towel with you to put over your legs for the sake of decency. Absolutely cracks me up. And then with the guys, I have an excellent fine-tuned gaydar. I still get confused in Korea. I'm not gonna lie. Like, perms, hair dye, earrings, like, totally normal for guys. Even the children get in on this. Like, I've got children with, like, boys with earrings, permed hair that has, like, you know, red highlights in it. I mean, just the strangest things. And I'm just like, your mom wanted a daughter, didn't she? Like, oh, it sucks for you. But I mean, these kids love it. Like, they're totally into it. Even the boys, and they're totally considered masculine, and it's completely acceptable in the culture. Whereas back home, if one of my guy friends would even consider getting highlights, I'd be like, gay! Which, I mean, I have tons of gay friends. I love the gay community. But like, sometimes I would tease my straight friends and be like, oh, you tied your hair? Okay. Whatever. But in Korea, it means absolutely nothing other than the fact that you like to take care of your appearance, which is a bonus, if anything. And the last thing, this is actually really just a me thing, but it absolutely kills me, so I saved it for last. Fruit is so expensive here. If it, actually just in general, but if it's not in season especially, I swear to goodness, it's like you're bargaining away part of your soul to get an apple. Like right now, apples are in season, thank the sweet dear heavens. And all the gods responsible, thank you, because I was going crazy without them. But as soon as they go out of season, and they're starting to go out of season now, I'm probably going to cry and go into apple withdrawal symptoms. And consider selling part of my soul to get one, because it is that expensive. So that sucks. So those are some of the culture shocks that I've experienced here. I wouldn't say that overall any of it's particularly bad. It's just different, you know? Yeah. I'm sure, like, there are tons of more of other things that I could talk about, and maybe I will eventually, but that's all I can think of for now, so I will, I guess, see you guys later. Let me know if you have your own culture shock things or want to talk about more, whatever, below. Love your faces.